Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Consider today's stream as a bonus stream. Today we have a very special guest. We'll keep conversation to a minimum, obviously, in the first 30 seconds, due to some snafus from yesterday's stream. We have a very exciting stream. Today we're going to be discussing edible plants. We're going to be discussing cacti, V grafting, horizontal grafting, and all the craziness that my super duper special guest has to share. So hang tight, and we're going to jump in this together. Woohoo! Okay, so it still looks like we're good. So you guys know this individual, okay? He is a very special guest. I know you're used to calling him one specific name. Today, we're going to call him Planting Rich. Homeboy.
How's it going, man?
I begin to love your greeting to me when I pick up the phone and all I hear is "homeboy." It's hilarious.
That's so funny. Yeah, I say that to like everybody. It's like, homeboy, what up?
Oh, so it's not special. Okay, no big deal. I'm kidding.
Well, my YouTube homies.
Yeah, right.
I feel awkward saying that to Hank. I don't know. I said that to him yesterday. I don't know if he took that badly.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. So we're actually simulcasting to Rich's channel as well. A lot of you guys know, obviously, this is Flying Rich. Today he's Planting Rich, and we can't
see. We can't see what I got here.
Oh, see if you can if you bring it closer and then angle it towards your. Oh, gangsta! Look at that, kamikaze Rich, beautiful.
And the glow in the dark.
Oh, nice. Look at that.
Oh, here's one. Here, this is so cool. If you guys, I'm gonna pimp Black Swan Tactical. If you have not gotten your Tony Simon patch from Black Swan, awesome. This is so cool.
Yeah, I definitely need one of those. Do not have one of those. I do have a bag of Dilder. Who's crashing a plane into the ground, help enrich the soil.
It depends how many passengers get planted. So could be. And so
sadly, that is so true.
Now, let's tell some plane crash jokes. So,
well, hold on.
When
really quickly, Zach Carr actually just sent a super chat in. I'm not sure. Do you see that?
It's a sad moment, yes, but I got that much Patron left.
Oh, what a sad day. Sad day. And that's the actual
just enough,
Patron, right?
Yeah, this is the actual Patron. I absolutely, you can tell because this is full. I absolutely have not been putting the Kirkland tequila in the Patron bottle. But I will in about 10 minutes.
I mean, hey, do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying?
So, can I tell some plane crash jokes?
Yeah, I just...
Who's really Candace? I don't know the Candace reference.
So, he wants to know... So, two things I want to do really quickly before we jump into it. For your generous contribution, you're going to get James Reeves' video of the day. Thank you for your super chat. So he's asking, does Rich know Candace?
I'm not sure who Candace is.
Let's see if he's more specific here.
But so I'll tell a plane crash joke. So when let's see, was it ValueJet crashed in the Everglades? Do you know what one alligator said to the other?
Mm-hmm.
The food and coach isn't so bad.
Oh, that's terrible.
So if a plane crashes on the U.S.-Canadian border, where do you bury the survivors?
Hold on. If a plane crashes on the
U.S.-Canadian border.
U.S.-Canadian border, where do you, in the turbine engine?
No, survivors, dummy. Survivors.
Oh, where do you bury the survivors? Oh my God.
So the news story on my second plane crash the next day, they had an interview with the survivors of the plane crash. It's like, nobody got hurt.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I would have thought, honestly, that like, I wouldn't have even thought when you said that. The first thing, like, where do you plant them? They were in a plane crash. They died, you know. But it's those little
right.
things.
It's the preamble of the sentence, and it gears you to think a certain way.
I saw.
It's kind of like saying toast 3 times what he put, in a toaster, or was that the joke? Maybe I got it wrong. So
I'm not sure. I'll say for Zach Carr, I was trying to wait on it, but I haven't seen him pop back. I'm almost certain that his joke about Candace was going to be a D's nuts joke, and he was going to say Candace dick fit in some type of orifice.
okay, gotcha.
That's why I was pushing that so hard. So just in case anyone's curious.
So my alarm system auto-armed, and I'm outside.
Is it going to go off again tonight?
No, I'll disarm it right now. Let's see. Is that the button? Yes.
Dude, my picture that I posted on Instagram is like blowing up, dude.
What picture is that?
So I'm not gonna say it because that's a yellow $sign.
Okay.
Let's
potential. See.
But
so,
if you choose to pull it up,
DLD.
Yeah. What's up, B3? What's up, Matt Matrix?
Followed by Black Diamond Guns and Gear.
Oh yeah. Those my peeps.
Oh, okay. So really, that picture?
If I just
you got some
what that is,
brass type stuff and some darker type thing.
Yeah, I have a black thing in the middle of some brass stuff that happens to be linked. It's like linking, websites.
Yes.
What's up, Game Over?
Yes.
Can't stay long. Getting ready for grass drags. Biggest show in New England. Epping, New Hampshire. 8th, 9th, 10th. I'll be racing my 2000 Thundercat. Hopefully you live to tell the tale. Hopefully I get to meet some. It's a joke about how often they crash. Sorry. Hopefully I get to meet someone from this group. Oh, dude, that'd be awesome.
Cool.
Beautiful. Zach Carr says, we almost hit 1,000 likes on our GAW and gained over 300 plus followers in 24 hours. Bro, that's awesome, man. Good for you. Hopefully it was 300 dilders. Hello, Mr. Dark and Mr. Crash. So this is like watching naked cam models, but with clothes on and a dude. Huh. Excellent. Well, let's go ahead and get started with what we came here for. Actually, I'm going to pull up the link. Sorry, go ahead.
Dark, have you ever dimpled the third hole?
I have not personally dimpled the third hole.
Oh, because I punched the third hole tonight. We're not talking firearms, though.
No, of course not.
Okay.
We would never do that.
Yeah. Bad joke, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Hey, Swampy, where the hell is Swamp Dog?
Swamp Dog Millionaire?
Yeah, Swamp Dog, he's got some swag to add to the prize pool on the channel. Okay, cool. Swampy was supposed to be picking stuff up for me too, because I didn't get to go to the special event that was today and yesterday. Actually, Friday, there was a dinner.
I'm a little upset that I couldn't go either. But I will say the service out there, he said, was like terrible.
Oh, yeah, it's awful. So, yeah, if you can't do any kind of live from that area. First off, you got N100 people there with cell phones, so that doesn't matter how good the service is right there. It's going to be bad.
Yeah.
What I found is, like, if I record something and post it, either to Instagram or YouTube, it'll get up there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I kind of, I actually, I mean, I got a lot of videos still I didn't post from the earlier event this year, but
Yeah.
So you smoke. You don't smoke
Cigars.
cigars. You know, is
Not
that a yes or
really.
a no?
I mean, not really a huge cigar guy. I do enjoy them from time to time.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
I
the
just
cost usually.
do you know if everybody doesn't know, fine. I got my own channel. It's Flying Rich. You know, YouTube.com/Flying Rich. I'm also on John Crump's channel. So John Crump Live, and we do a show Monday to Thursday typically. And Monday is going to be the Turkish shotgun drinking game.
Nice. I'll be
So,
present as well for that, by the way.
oh, okay, cool. Oh, yeah. I saw
Yeah.
you answer yes on that.
Mm-hmm.
So, we got a couple of guests coming up. We got Chris Chang on Wednesday. So I'm actually doing the bookings this week, and I'm going to see if I can get some good special people on. But I also want to talk about that Tusk. If people aren't familiar with
Yep.
cryptocurrencies, crypto is a bad terminology because there's not really crypto in crypto, but because all the transactions are visible, so
Mm-hmm.
it's but I'm a big believer in Tusk. I've invested in Tusk, and people talk about Tusk that it's, you know, these cryptocurrencies and it has a stink on it. But I believe in Tusk a lot more than the American dollar, and I just I think it's more stable, more valuable, and you know, potentially a better source of economic stability and revenue.
Are you lighting a cigar with $100 bill?
Oh shoot, that's all I had. Yeah.
Don't mind the fire. Well, that's great. That's actually a really good fit because here we despise money and we think it's trash and what it does to people. So, not to mention what banks do to the country.
If anybody wants this last bit before it burns up, oh, too late.
nah, I'd say keep it going. Did you actually get it lit?
Yeah.
Nice, man. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, that's awesome. Boom. We bought a at the harbor. Just kidding. We only barter.
I got.
$45
Let's see. So in case the cigar, you know, doesn't light, I got more.
Yeah, right. Just good old trash laying around. Sorry, I got sidetracked by you torching tenfold what I'll make on this stream, and I'll send the link because that video is private, right? The one that you sent me.
Oh yeah. Do you need me to make it public?
Um, I mean, if you'd like, I am just going to send it to myself so I can pull it up.
So I kind of did a tour, like Dark and I were talking earlier today, and I did like a tour around the property here of, you know, stuff I got growing. And being, I'm kind of a tech geek. Let's see, let me make this
Kinda.
public. Well, yeah, all right. So I'm even techie and geeky about growing stuff. So I've done a lot of grafting with dragon fruit. A buddy of mine from New York who moved down here. He lives. It's like 15 miles that way, but it takes 45 minutes to get there. Let's see. What am I going to title this? I'm going to retitle it, and don't want that $100 bill catching fire again.
Of course.
I'm going to title it Grafting Dragon Fruit, which is actually a YouTube channel where you can learn a lot about grafting dragon fruit, where I did.
Matt Jones says the U.S. printed 35% of all of the U.S. dollars in all of history in the last 12 months, by the way. Interesting how, and that is, I've heard figures very, very, very close to that. I don't know if that is exact. Not to take away from you, Mr. Schoen. What's up, Faith?
Bacon!
Bacon, what's going on? Yeah, I forgot to say hello to people. Dirt McGirt, what's up? Chana.
Dirt was out there early.
The GD Bacon, yep, he was all up in there early, deep in it. Chuck Norris, Gun Club, what's up? Faith, Alex.
So where is
Matt,
Dirt? Is he in Arizona?
He is in California. No, I'm just kidding. He's in Mississippi.
Mississippi, and they got rattlesnakes out in Mississippi?
Oh yeah.
I mean, all right. So I'm kind of.
How I wear like Uggs everywhere. He has to wear.
Hold on. Is Thirsty Colt on?
Probably.
Can you? Let's see.
Oh,
I can't bend that way with that knee, but yeah, I got the flip flops on. But
well, yeah, in Florida, it's like mandatory that you wear flippies.
yeah, I mean most ranges allow it. So
indeed,
I'm teasing.
All up in the guts. Oh, what's up, Mike Concho? CRS. I just said hello to myself. Did I miss you? My bad. I was.
Is CRS out here? Hey, buddy.
Yeah, CRS is here. Where are you at? What's up, Vanessa Kitty?
Oh, VK.
Yeah, sorry if I miss you. What's up? What's up, Swamp Doggy? Yeah, I think we could do a stream on Tuesday. I'm doing my own stream too, but yeah, Mike Concho, everybody, you're likely already subbed to CRS Firearms and Flying Rich, but if you're not, go do both. Okay.
I'll tell you what's cool is when you look through the analytics and you see like, your subscribers subscribe to DLD, to CRS, it's like, oh yeah, hey, it's like we got a good community, so that's cool.
Everybody wants to support each other. Everybody is all about. There we go. I just got it. Everybody's all about supporting each other's channel, and it's awesome, man.
So I am very snake ignorant growing up on Long Island because there are no natural snakes other than garter snakes on Long Island.
Really?
So when I heard that there were rattlesnakes in upstate New York, I was like, get out of town. I couldn't believe that.
Is it like, like, are they like brought there? Like, how did they get there?
You mean on Long Island, or?
Yeah.
No, the garter snakes. I mean, they're like big worms, basically.
Oh no! When you said they were rattlesnakes.
Upstate New York, not on Long Island.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. My
there's no native snakes on Long Island.
My dad grew up also in Virginia, but much more south of where I currently live.
So other than the government, there's like no critters on Long Island trying to kill you.
Yeah,
except the Bloods and the Crips.
And except the other people in there,
the other two-legged predators.
Homes. Yeah, cougars, and leopards. What's the other one? Timber rattlers. Yeah. You want one? Hey, honestly, I love dispatching snakes. I have no problem with that at all. Mojave Green and Sidewinder and Diamondbacks here. So my dad used to, this is the difference in generations, right? Like my dad was born in 1950, okay? And he used to play games chasing snakes. And
all right, I got one better than that.
Okay.
My mother grew up in World War II Germany, and when the American planes came to strafe the villages, they would stand on one side of the house, then run around the other side.
So
beat that.
That's pretty gangster. I will beat it, but only out of love. My grandmother killed a Nazi.
No fucking way.
With her hands.
No fucking way. Spry grandmother, huh? I mean, she was probably 20 at the time, but
yeah. I mean, so she was born the year after the Titanic, so 1912. And yeah, I mean, she was. So here, I promise I'll tell the story after we go through Rich's edible plants and also his cacti. And guys, I don't know if somebody's going to take a note here. Like, it doesn't start until 20 minutes in.
I got to tell a joke here. There's a guy in the chat. His name is Ben Dover. There's a Dover family on Shelter Island, and there's 3 kids, Ben, Eileen, and Neil. True story.
No way.
Yes.
Neil Dover.
Ben Dover.
And
Eileen Dover.
Wow. Eileen sounds cute. I've had a few that just leaned over. You know, sometimes it's, yeah, I could take that a couple different ways. Yeah, I will. How about this? I'll either tell the story prior to us starting or after we go through the content. I'll let you guys vote. I'll give it another 60 seconds because there's going to be like a 15-second delay. So tell me before or after. And while I wait for you guys to answer, I'll let Flying Rich tell a dad joke.
Tell a dad joke, you asshole.
Or you could talk about my beautiful T-shirt.
Yeah, JSD Supply. I don't know, dude. Who's gonna hook me up with JSD?
What do you mean?
How do I get hooked up with JSD and get a shirt? I haven't gotten a shirt from them.
You didn't get a shirt?
I haven't gotten a shirt.
Dude,
I didn't get
first
shirt
thing
love.
he did, like when I took his phone call, shirt just popped up right in front of me. It was like Amazon, but better.
Serious?
No, I'm just kidding. It like 2 weeks after I had him on the show, he sent a little care package and included a shirt and some patches. And
that's cool. You know me, I'm a swag whore. So who sent me a text?
Oh yeah, you gotta. I mean, honestly, people like that send me shirts and stuff. I don't typically rock it. Like, it's if I got one from you, from Crump, from
I hear
I would 100% rock it. JSD Supply, dude, I'm all over that.
So I'm not throwing JSD under the bus. They are cool AF. They sent me a stink load of parts to do my G34 BPUP.
Nice, man. That's awesome. I didn't know. I didn't know they had 34 stuff.
Oh yeah. They sent me. Let's see, the slide. I forget. They sent me the lower parts kit. I'm not sure if they sent me the upper parts kit. Now I don't remember who sent me what. Because I have like 2 lower parts kits for it. But they sent me the rails, lower parts kit, the slide. I got a burl from Brownells, so like a barrel, and I think upper parts kit from Brownells. And oh gosh, Razor JB sent me sights and a recoil spring because I didn't have that. So
I saw that, and he's a solid dude, and he's just like a dude, right? He's not like a shop.
Oh yeah. He's just somebody that I know him through Hank, through Hank's stream. And I don't think I've ever talked to him on the phone or anything like that. But like we've PM'd on Instagram, that kind of thing. And Hank provided the filament. So I'm kind of embarrassed on this. Joe told me to use Joe juice on it because it had like a 40-pound trigger pull. Like I reprinted parts. I'm like, I got to make this work. What the heck's going on? Put a little Joe juice. I mean, the Aegis gun lube. And damn thing works like a champ now.
So a lot of times with prints and 80%ers, when you're getting that 112-pound pull, it's typically the slightest bit of off-centered pins. And
really?
And that's been the case for every single one of my builds.
I don't know why didn't I talk to you about that? I didn't reach out to you like, hey man.
I've only done like 100.
I put it aside for like a week. I was just frustrated with it. Got you a rat tail file.
Well, so and one of them, but yeah, go ahead.
And Hank asked me yesterday. He's like, "Hey man, how's that going?" I'm like, I'm having a problem. I'm like, you know what? I hung up the phone with him. I tried a little Joe juice. I mean, the Aegis gun lube, and things like a champ.
Nice.
And that was just on the trigger component, in the back of the grip.
Also, grease, like actual.
I got some good grease.
Choke grease.
So for those of you that think you know how to build AR-15s, you need to talk to me, and I'll tell you what grease to use.
Nice.
No,
the rat tail file. Take so a couple things you can do is take a 3 mil or a 3.5 mil punch and run it through the main pen, and just by running it through one side, you will see if it cants one direction up or down or not, and then flip it over to the other side and do the same thing, and you'll or use the pen. The problem is that what I've found to be most successful with 80%ers or printed kits is you really should put them together, like permanently put them together once. if you start to do together apart, together apart, together apart, it starts to stress things that should be stressed.
And good you mentioned that. I printed another grip portion where all the rails sit, and that's because I did all the fitting and testing with another one that I didn't have good layer adhesion, and I'm like, all right, I don't want to fire this. I'm like, all right, I know what to do. I dropped everything in the other one, and I'm gonna put it together. I was hoping to get it done today. I did a lot of bonding with my wife and ran errands and stuff like that, and she was nice enough to buy me a new phone. So
that's important. It is so important to take the time to run errands.
I could go into it, like that's not for public consumption, but I can tell you all the stuff we did today. But
well, seriously though, really quickly, what you do is once you find out the direction that it's canted in, if it's canted in upper right, file lower left, right? Just like flying a plane, right? If you want to go up, you pull down. So you do that and take very small amounts. It's not necessarily the polymer that is holding the unit together. It is what's inside the polymer that's holding the unit together. So those just kind of capture the tails of the pin. So never remove too much. But the other thing you can do is a box file. If you need to remove a lot of material, like if you see that it's just totally canted, box file and then rat tail file to clean it up. These things,
dude, why didn't I call you?
$3 Walmart files have literally done like 10 builds. Yeah. All right.
Swampy's I don't know where Swampy is. He should be driving right now.
Yeah, peace out, Swampy. He said, I gotta run, y'all. My phone is trying to update. Our phones take on a life of their own. Okay, so nobody said that they wanted to hear the story first, so let's just go ahead and jump into
okay. All right, can I ask people a question?
Sure.
Do they have a favorite cigar? If you have a favorite cigar, let me know on the channel. And I kind of like Patron tequila, like sipping it. Do you have a favorite tequila or a favorite drink you sip? I just was curious.
So I'll answer personally. I don't have a favorite cigar. I've had a couple that some like friends or like business associates that have some favorites, and then I'm always just like, hey, that thing you gave me was good. Can I have another one of your favorites?
Sure, I hear you.
But when it comes to a drink to sip on, Macallan 12 or Macallan 15 Scotch.
That sounds expensive.
It is. It's expensive. It's for
more expensive than Johnny Walker Blue.
Yes.
Too many choices, says Patron. Alex Bestoso says Mango Game Cigars.
Mango Game.
All right. Chuck Norris Gun Club says Cuervo is good enough. Cuervo is good if you're doing shots.
Yeah.
All right, but I did do a live taste test on my channel, and I could hardly tell the difference between the Kirkland tequila and the Patron.
Okay, I have to comment on the fact that Joe Morris, being just a man with a home, right, says my house bourbon is Four Roses single barrel. Like you're just a guy, but you run your beverages.
No, he's got a barrel and a tap on it in his place.
That. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, he's probably the Sport Brand. You know what's up? Glenfiddich is where it's at. Glenlivet and Glenfiddich are both good. The Macallan 12 is not like too expensive. It's probably $70.
Macanudo and Glenfiddich, okay.
Yeah, it's probably like $79 a bottle, so it's not like crazy. But the 15-year is like $135 or $150, something like that. So it's pricey, but the bottles last you forever. I got a bottle of Jameson, the Catskill Jameson, that for some reason they like soak all the booze in beer casks, and then they soak all the beer in booze casks. I don't get the reversal stuff. I don't like it at all.
And I don't mean to be rude. For some reason, I thought you didn't drink.
Yeah, no, I typically don't, but I'm not anti-drinking.
Hmm.
Like a lot of people in recovery will completely abstain from alcohol, like
Okay,
100%.
and
Um,
that's why I was assuming that.
yeah, no, for me, I mean, it's funny. If you ever hear an addict say, "I don't have a problem with alcohol," like generally that's not a good sign. But I just genuinely never abused it. Well, that's not true. You know, when I was younger, I had a problem, actually,
All
quite a
right,
serious problem.
all I gotta say is, if I could pick somebody to be my neighbor, I want Vanessa Kitty to be my neighbor.
Yeah, she sounds pretty based. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, anyone hand roll cigars? Because you know she knows everything about hand rolling cigars. She's
Yeah,
probably grown the tobacco and rolled her
probably
own.
dried it and all. And I've seen Vanessa Kitty comment on like all of these like crazy obscure things
Oh,
and have
she's
like
impressive.
deep knowledge on like everything. It's crazy. And
Plus,
Vanessa Kitty,
she's intimate with my nemesis, and that's called math.
yes, math,
Uh-huh.
math will do it. But I have, I love seeing people like, so for an example, Ting Ting, right? Vanessa Kitty.
Oh, is Ting
I,
Ting out here?
I don't know if Ting Ting is here currently. She's usually on the Peace Out, Game Over. Thanks for coming in, brother. Appreciate it. Sorry we didn't start yet. We're half an hour in. We talk too much. The fact that like these people kind of we're becoming a community like much more broad than I had imagined, right? Like my people,
Mm-hmm.
it's a community in itself, and like it's great, but we're starting to branch out so much to where like people from 2A EDU start watching my stream and start watching your stream and John Crump's stream and
Yes.
Shooting Gallery New England and Bacon's and like all
Mm-hmm.
these people. Like it's really starting to become like, hey, this person and this person and this person, like all these people like work together, and I want to support all of them, and that's the coolest
Right.
thing in the
Right.
world. Love it.
Yep. Oh
So
yeah, I love it. I am so happy. So truth be told, I don't want to like be the sour grapes social media person. Let me put it to you that way. What I make combined with social media in a month, I don't know if it would might buy me a bottle of tequila. Wouldn't pay my electric bill, wouldn't pay gas for my car.
yeah, no,
And if you paid me $1 an hour for all of the social media I did, I'd be going broke, you know?
yeah, dude. The amount of work, and a lot of people don't see this, right? They even if they just see the. I was talking to another viewer recently, and they were like, "Yeah, you put a lot of time in your channel. That's like 12 hours a week." And I was like,
But
"Yeah,
I
but
the part I want to get to is I don't want to be sour grapes on it. I get to meet cool people. Like I met
yeah,
Carolina EDC Reviews. I got to meet you. I got to meet John Crump, Hank Strange. I get to meet people that forget the money I don't make. I'm not a baller on YouTube,
yeah."
but I get to meet cool people, do cool things, and hang out with cool people.
Oh,
Like
Carolina
I
EDC just rolled up in here.
yeah, that's why I said hi to him. And he was at the Iraq veteran shoot this weekend. And it's like I'm talking to these guys, and they're all like, "Dude, you're not coming." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not coming. I got issues that I can't go." And
Yeah,
it's like there are a number of people like hit me up. They're like, "Dude, you can't go." I'm like, "No, I'm not gonna be there."
yeah,
And it's like, it. All right, I'm gonna sound like a really privileged a-hole, but because I know people through YouTube, not that I make money at YouTube, I've only paid once to shoot a machine gun. Well,
you paid to shoot a machine gun?
once, yes.
I
I
didn't
went
know
to
people
the
paid to shoot machine guns until
Yeah, I went to the
recently.
Hernando machine gun shoot, and I had to pay, and I brought my own ammo, and people let me shoot their machine guns.
Yeah, until I went to Vegas, I didn't know that people actually paid to shoot machine guns. So the first thing I
Well,
did was I went to my buddy with machine guns, like, yo, I got an idea.
so yes, I did pay once, but so like Iraq veteran. First off, what's cooler than hanging out with everybody that goes to the Iraq veteran shoot? That's crazy cool.
Yep.
And everything there plus full auto is there to shoot for free.
Yeah.
So you get to shoot a stink load of very cool weapons. So last time at Iraq Veteran, I dispatched a clay with a full auto 22.
Nice.
It's like the clay's going out there. I'm like, got it. I'm like, fuck yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. I actually, the only firearm. What's up, Techno? Yeah, this is a bonus stream. Boner stream. The only time I had dispatched a clay.
Yeah. I got a comment when you're done.
With something other than a shotgun was a Glock 21.
No way.
Yeah, and I don't know if anybody out there, if it just fits my hand perfectly or what, but I will tell you, the 21 is like boringly accurate, and the 21 and the 30 is just like boringly accurate. We're gonna have to jump into this though. We're getting sidetracked, but please, guy, you had a comment. Go ahead.
All right. So Dirt says that Chad and Eric from Iraq Veteran were in West Palm Beach, my frickin' hood, shooting iguanas. And I'm like, I saw them posting. I'm like, dude, hit me up, man. What are you doing today?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think I actually have Chad's or Eric's number, but I could have got it from mutual friends. But oh man, did you drop out? Is it my show? It's just me talking now? Well, somehow we lost Dark, and it's now the Flying Rich only show.
My bad. I accidentally clicked back.
So you want to roll the video?
Yeah. I just want to add one thing to what you're saying there too, is like it is like just the ability to meet all these incredible people and build relationships, and there are other benefits. Like sometimes people like send you cool stuff, and when you have all these viewers, like,
and if CRS is listening, I never thought I'd ever meet or talk to the guy.
Yeah,
I was like so excited. It's like just talk to him like he's my friend, and I think of him as my friend. I've never met him, but so yeah, it's very fun. You get to meet a lot of cool people.
Yeah, for sure. It's a blast.
Yeah, and there's 100 people I didn't mention, so I mean, like Vanessa Kitty is way cool. Like, so there's a lot of people in the chat that I get to interact with. So that's a lot of fun. Bacon, who I see everywhere.
Oh yeah, Bacon's everywhere. He's
or Richard Hoffman, who I've not met yet. I'm so angry about that. I gotta make that happen.
I haven't met the Hoff either yet.
I used to work in his neighborhood, and I'm now 2 hours away. So I gotta get there.
I tutored an 80-year-old lady in her 3 math classes she needed to graduate. She graduated with my class in 2000. Wow.
That's fantastic.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Vanessa Kitty, I don't know, she needs to write stories or something. She has got the greatest stories, like great experiences, life experiences.
Yeah, that's awesome. So Matt says we should all have the ability to own and use full auto machine pistols, but we currently live under tyrannical laws.
But and I was thinking about this today. You used to be able to order a Thompson submachine gun delivered to your front door from the Sears catalog. Yeah. So when that was occurring, where were the problems?
They really didn't exist until they wanted to paint a picture at the St. Valentine's Day massacre, which wasn't. I mean, it was bad, but that was the root of the NFA. That is,
But yes.
Yeah, that's a whole other. I actually have a whole stream here planned out discussing the NFA. And
Shooting Gal in New England. Hey, buddy.
Oh, what's up? Shooting Gal in New England. This right here is. Oh no, that's actually chemical compounds. The energetics.
Hey, Joe. I don't know if you remember that $100 I owe you. Here it is. Joe, that $100 I owe you.
No, you're never gonna get it. Oh no, this is oh no, this is NH4 OH2
All right.
iodine ammonia.
So what's that car saying?
Explosives again.
I think the BATFE would be a convenience store in my world.
Yeah, absolutely. I have literally like pages and pages and pages of notes of just like points of the NFA and things to review. I would love to do a video like exclusively about the NFA and also kind of like there are some myth understandings, of the NFA, and I swear if I hear one more person say you have a X, Y, and Z. Do you have a Class 3 license?
Oh, Jesus.
Dude, well, let me explain some things.
I
But
got
it's
a text stamp.
naivety. Yeah, exactly. They don't get it. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So right here, Rich and I were talking, and we were like, "Hey, you know what? We haven't really had the opportunity to do like a deep dive on how like into planting and grafting and creating new strains and just like all the crazy stuff that Rich does on his property. And we'll roll through it together. But we're like, well, we can only stream at night, and we can't really do a walk around the property at night. So
Right.
he was like, all right, let's do a video on it, and then. By the way, what's up, Carolina EDC Reviews? It's good to have you on. I think you're actually on from Rich's channel, but good to have you on DLD After Dark as well. I'm Dark, by the way. Nice to meet you. Although think I've seen you in our stream before. So this is a video of Richie Rich, Flying Rich, Planting Rich, Crashing Rich, walking through. And I'll play it, and then stop me at any point if you want to kind of discuss or comment on things.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll probably keep it like this, and then if you want to talk, I'll just bring us back in like that. Is that cool?
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
All right. And guys in the chat, let me know if you guys can see and hear everything. Okay. I'm gonna mute myself because it will echo in my headset if I don't. And yeah. Rich, just let me know if you want to pause and comment.
Sure. Yeah, just roll it.
Yeah, I'm just starting with the pool because it's clean. Unlike the rest of my deck and lawn chairs that need to be pressure washed, as I focusing. Whatever. Anyhow, I'm here to talk about what grows on the Hughes Compound Southern Command, or also known as FREZ, the Flying Rich Autonomous Zone. These are bananas my buddy gave me. I have a friend, we trade plants. And this is ginger, so I got to plant it. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see right here the ginger root. So like you would use with sushi, or you buy the ginger root in the supermarket. So got to plant it. In case you're wondering, this is the downside, and bananas grow up. So let me show my banana trees. And you see the big broad leaves. So these guys are different species of banana plants. Now, something that I didn't know is one of these will grow up. It'll have a bunch like you saw, and then the entire thing will die. And then another one will grow up, have a bunch, and die. I've only gotten one bunch like late winter, early spring, and that was it. This is like a red banana. And I'm not sure what banana this is. And that is a macadamia tree. And these guys are dragon fruit. I do a lot of grafting. These are guys, the smaller ones I've grown from seedlings. And I have about 24 species of dragon fruit. So what species is that? That is... Oh gosh, is it Sebra? Sebra.
I just want to say really quickly, like when Rich says he's really into grafting, when you guys see here the amount of work he has put into this, and like the level of like this is nuts. Like you guys have to see this. So Stick around. You're
So,
gonna love it.
yeah, I've bought so the seedlings. I actually bought fruit from the store. There's a process to get the seeds ready to plant. Dragon fruit seeds are notorious for not germinating,
Yeah.
and I had like a crazy germination rate. So that's a whole other thing.
That's
But-
also germination is a skill as well. It's
Yeah.
definitely an acquired skill. And if I hadn't practiced on so many different horticultural projects when I was a child, germination would be challenging as well. But I got to say, man, I'm impressed. Like when I saw everything that you had done, I'm impressed. So I'll let the people see it.
So that's a Sebra. This guy's a Pink Panther right here. And I took some V grafts out of it, and I'll show you that in a moment. So I got like 24 species of dragon fruit. Let's go back inside. I'm going to pause. Oh, and just to show off a little bit, this is like definitely the best view of my yard. If you're not looking at the tiki hut that is in desperate need of repair. But
I'm waiting for
this
Vanessa
is,
Kitty to
like,
tell me she
definitely
can
the best
fix
view of
tiki
your yard.
huts.
With
So this
math.
guy right here is a dragon fruit. And in a couple days, it's going to be good. It was outside of the screened-in pool area. I moved it inside because I don't know if it's squirrels or rabbits, but they eat this. Now, this was propagated by a V graft. So this is actually Vietnam white. And ouch, I cut a V chunk out and put a V chunk of Rosa into it. And let's see if you can see, where is it? Anyhow, that's a V graft right in there. Might be a little tough to see. And this is a little unusual. 2 V grafts took and grew really big. I was in Vega, Texas, and they gave me some cactus. This is actually a cactus with no thorns, but if you break it, it has a sap that's an irritant. Here's another cactus. It's kind of similar to dragon fruit, but not. And
See
these
that
brown
knowledge?
guys I got from Vega, Texas.
That knowledge he's dropping on y'all?
And that's a Semaphore Cactus. That's indigenous. I'll go outside and I'll get a shot of it. It's indigenous to the Keys. Apparently, only males of the species are left. But you remember I showed you the Pink Panther and the V graft? Well, here's some
You mean
grafts
pause it?
that I've done.
No, keep going.
So these are, I'm not sure how old they are, but what you do is once you do a V graft, you then cut off all of the spines, like I did here. So no growth will happen. Like, so this is Vietnam white stock. I don't want Vietnam white. So I cut all of the spines. That's where the plant
So let me stop for a
arms,
quick second.
and
Sure.
only left.
Please explain to us, silly simpletons, what is a V graft?
Okay, so a V graft is what you do is I have a tool and it cuts a V. It's kind of like pliers, but it cuts a V chunk. And I'll cut a V chunk out of something like Vietnam white, which is incredibly common. It's if you get a dragon fruit, nobody knows what it is. It's going to be Vietnam white.
Okay.
In Vietnam white grows. It doesn't have issues in South Florida with root rot and stuff like that. So it's actually in many different ways very good to do grafting with, other than being the most common. So I took when you buy dragon fruit, it might be like $15 for 2 cuttings. A cutting might be like 12 to 18 inches long. And if you want to have more of them, like you want to have like 4, ideally what you're going to do is build a trellis, and you're going to have 4 of that species in the trellis. And if you only buy 1, and usually what I do is once I make sure they're rooted, I'll buy 2 at a time, and I'll give the second one to my buddy Don. And so this way they're geographically dispersed
Or your
on
buddy Dark.
his property. Yes, I'm going to be sending you some also. So they'll be on his property and my property. So if anything happens on my property, I could always get cuttings back from him. So kind of, the seed vault concept, if you would like.
Yeah.
So you cut out the spiny area of the host plant, and you take a cutting from the desired plant, and the V and put it in there. And I'll use tincture of benzoin. It's a surgical adhesive, and I'll paint the plant with that first. And then I'll put surgical tape on it to hold it, and then you bag it. So I didn't go through the bagging process in the video. So then I'll bag it, and I'll put like a piece of paper towel in there that's moist, and I won't let it contact the plant, and just tie off the bag. So this, and you keep it in the shade. So for like 15 days, if you're doing a graft, you're going to bag it, you're going to keep it in the shade. And like I said, I put a moist paper towel in there. Other people say that's not the right thing to do. It's been working pretty good for me. I use water from like bottled water, so I'm pretty sure there's no contaminants in there. And I don't let the wet paper towel touch anything, any plant material, because I'd be worried about rot or any kind of contamination. So, oh, and you clean the tools. So when you do this type of grafting, any kind of grafting, you want to clean your tools with alcohol. So, little bit of surgery in there, you know, minor. But it's very doable.
Adhesive?
Yeah, tincture of benzoin. It's a liquid adhesive.
It's like the liquid butterflies that they use for like eyebrow cuts and stuff like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Now, is the purpose of it to grow fruit more rapidly, to mix strains, to like, what is the purpose of it?
Okay, so I'm not mixing strains. That's something different. That's when you take a fruit that's flowered, and they only flower at night, and you take pollen from another species, and that's how you hybridize them. So what I'm doing has nothing to do with creating a new species or hybridizing. It's basically using another rooted stock to put a more desirable plant in and get it growing quick.
Okay.
So it already has the root structure. So I took a plant that, you know, it's like 12 inches, 18 inches long, that already has established roots. It's got nutrients flowing into it. I fertilize them on a regular basis. It's ready to go. It's ready to grow. Mm-hmm. And what I do is, in this case, it's a V graft. You know, take a V chunk out of it and put a V chunk of a desired species into it. And it will grow very rapidly because it already has a root structure. And I'm not damaging the part. I mean, I'm doing a little bit of damage, but that's still going to grow just fine. So the original one I have is going to grow fine, but now I'm able to duplicate the species.
Yeah. And it doesn't really injure either plant, you know, to a serious degree. It's kind of, it's similar to the thought of cuttings, right?
Yes.
You know, remove this portion of the plant. You have to do a few things, right? But basically, you know, put it in some light, airy soil. And like for when I did my raspberries, right?
Mm-hmm.
I actually did some strawberries too. And those were also from germinated seeds, and also from, I did a few things. Even that cutting that took, they got ran over by a zero-turn again, is actually still alive, and it is still growing, and I think it's actually made it stronger.
Wow.
Funny enough, I haven't seen it grow this fast, but then again, it was also totally chopped. Only this much was sticking out of the ground when it was, you know, 2.5 feet, 3 feet before.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's crazy. And I got a comment on, you know, it's interesting that, you know, when we're on here and we're talking about like, you know, pow things and like the NFA and other stuff, you know, we're like at like 40 people. And the moment we get into talking about things that could help people become self-sufficient, it like drops in viewership. I'm like, guys, come on.
And so here's the thing. So I'm growing kind of bougie type food, But again, if everybody's used to eating apples and oranges, oh, and shoot, I didn't even make it back to my lemon tree. So I did a quick run around here. Let's see, sport brand.
Lemons
Is
are
it
very
possible?
useful.
I don't know what he says. Is it possible to espalier a dragon fruit? I have no idea what that means.
Well, let's see.
I don't have a dictionary handy.
When it roots, apparently yes, it is. I don't know what espalier means. High density espalier gardener dragon fruit. Can you grow dragon fruit hydroponically?
I'm guessing you can. I haven't. A buddy of mine was doing aquaponics, so that's with fish. Tilapia, actually. He wasn't doing dragon fruit. What was he doing?
Oh.
When it roots, it not only roots.
Okay, so interesting thing.
Here, but it also roots along here.
It looks like
midpoint, but
you know what? I'm not going to speculate. I'm looking at a video of it now. It looks like you just plant a very, very tiny little bit of the plant, and it starts to take root. But I won't speculate. So what is?
So you could, and I've done it, and it'll go, but it's just so if you took, say, like a 12-inch cutting and made it 3 4-inch cuttings, they'll all grow. But realistically, you're probably better off just sticking the 12-inch cutting in the ground, letting it grow, fertilize it well, and then cut a couple of limbs off it because it'll probably branch out a couple of times. And it'll go quicker. Like if you had those, if you're talking total plant mass, if you took, and this is not crazy scientific, just a little bit of experience from what I've tried, a little experimentation. If you took 3 4-inch segments, they're not going to grow the mass as quick as if you let the 1 12-inch segment grow and then cut pieces off of it.
Okay. So I'm trying to read through and see what the espalier. Oh, moving along. I'll go ahead and put it back on here for you. But I will say, a lot of people may underestimate how effective and useful lemons are. Like lemons are not only for lemon things. Lemons are also extremely high in vitamin C.
Oh yeah,
they're great for cleaning. They're
salt and lemon juice cleans like crazy.
Yeah, they're excellent for preserving cut fruit.
And like salt and lemon is great for cleaning copper bottom pots.
Apple bottom jeans. Lemon also helps purify water. You could literally drop lemon and that's where the lemon in the water came from, the whole restaurant thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You could drop silver and lemon in water and help purify it. It won't absolutely purify all water, right? But, it does purify water. Toxic Patch Co., I forgot to remind you, remember this Bic lighter, okay? For our October collection coming out very, very, very soon. Remember this lighter, okay? This is very important that you remember this lighter. Now, I know all you guys remember this because this is the lighter that I used in all my previous videos of me blowing up all the crazy stuff that I built.
All right, my wife and I watched a movie last night. What's the difference between C3 and C4?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay. I thought you'd be the guy that knew.
I don't believe that there's an energetic called C3.
Oh, okay. So Dustin, what's his name? Cornelison. He's asking
Yep.
me about starfruit. So my buddy that got me into dragon fruit is growing starfruit also, and he gave me a bunch of starfruit, and I have them in the house. So no, not really. They don't taste the same, and they grow different. I could run in the house and grab some starfruit and show it to you. They're very cool looking.
So as you mention it,
All right.
wow. Okay.
I really wish Vanessa Kitty was my neighbor based on her last comment.
Are you sure you just wish she was your neighbor? Sorry, I'm getting inappropriate.
She's happily married.
Plastic explosive C4 is my favorite to use. Yeah, well, get this. So C3. So C4 is composition 4, right? It's just like comp B is typically used in items like this face moisturizer that I used last night. And you can find them in lemons and pineapples. Now, if you ever see one of these, okay, and you push the spoon and there is resistance, that means that there is a live trigger underneath. But I digress. So comp B is typically, what's found in current hand pineapples and lemons and baseballs. And I'm sorry, this is actually a baseball, not a lemon. But the same kind of thing, comp B, and then there's comp 4. So I am wrong. There was a comp 3. Composition 3 was also a plastic energetic that was created a little after World War II. And an interesting thing, most of the HE that is used, like most of the energetics that are HE that are used in current day, were created in that like 2-decade time period between the 30s and 40s. Everything from RDX, all the stuff. So pretty cool. Yeah, and Matt Matrix, we talk about this all the time. We've actually made Yep, that's exactly right, Alex. C3, also known as Composition 3, was a plastic energetic developed after World War II and used during the Cold War. It could be molded into any shape and ran off of a timer. Yep. Anything, I mean, you can det anything like that with a blasting cap, usually like a number 10 blasting cap. But you can also make blasting caps really easily. So if you guys want to do a video on that, let me know. I actually had a conversation with a viewer that was like almost 2 hours. We were like exclusively talking about energetics. So he's definitely a federal agent. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But just know that, energetics are completely legal when you choose to use them legally. It's, and you can use touch powder to reload primers as well. So keep that in mind. Yeah, and go to Black Swan Tactical and pick up one of Flying Rich's Kamikaze Rich patches. You could even use code DARK to save some money on it.
Oh, and
Rich, honestly.
I don't have a whole lot of them. I mean, Crumpy sent me a bag of them. But if you're a Patreon subscriber of mine, you're going to get one.
Dude, that's
so
awesome.
while supplies last. So
that's awesome, right? I'm a miner, not a miner. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, I'm going to pick this up. You can use the Capcom caps to reload primers. Yep. Yeah. So that stuff that's in there is essentially touch powder. What is in party poppers? What is in cap guns? It's touch powder.
That makes sense.
Touch powder is an extremely, probably one of the most sensitive energetics. It is ammonia, and which is AQ, I think, and then NH4OH. You take 200 milliliters of ammonia and then add 2 grams of iodine. When you stir and mix it, you wait 5 minutes. It turns a dark brown color. You pour the liquid out, leaving in the bottom a thick like goo. And then after the goo at the bottom is kind of, it's not saturated. It'll still be wet, but you basically scoop all the goo out, put it on a wooden surface, like something flat, like balsa wood, or something like even just a regular piece of flat wood, and then spread it out to like a very thin layer to dry. Wait 90 minutes, and then after you come back, you have dry Ni3 by NH3, which is touch powder. And essentially, it is exactly what it sounds like. Touch powder means that if you touch it, it dets. Okay, so
That's crazy.
yeah, it's something. So the best usage for things like this would be something like a mercury switch, right? Like if something is lifted or moved, and you want that to be what dets a larger package. Enough vibration or movement will set it off. So if you use touch powder to let off something else that triggers like a blasting cap that triggers HE, to build a pond, to remove tree stumps, to, take out rock, to, go mining, whatever your legal reason is. But just remember that if you make any of this stuff, you absolutely cannot travel with it. You cannot, do anything other than consume it immediately. You can't store it. You can't transport it unless you have an FEL, which I'm seriously considering getting an FEL. And yeah, do not make TATP. TATP is extremely sensitive and has claimed the lives of many fingers and hands. So, yeah. And there's also a way to make plastics out of bleach, just bleach. But let's move on. We should talk more about this stuff, but some people don't like it, think that it's illegal, and have threatened to actually, basically call the authorities on me because I'm talking about something completely legal.
When we were hanging out at Crump's house, we obviously were talking about the wrong stuff.
Oh yeah, we definitely should have been talking about this kind of stuff. Cinnamon and super glue. Interesting.
I actually use cinnamon in the dragon fruit.
Nice.
If it on any cuts, so I used to be a little more concerned about it. So if I took the V notches out, I would treat them with cinnamon, but I haven't done that in a while. It didn't seem to be a big deal to me. I don't know if it's wives' tales or not, but it didn't seem to be a big advantage.
Yeah. That's all we got, dude. No Husker do's, Husker don'ts, whistling diesels. All right, let's go ahead and roll through it. Sorry, y'all. I love talking about this stuff.
Yeah.
Can't help myself. It's like if somebody went to you and started talking about planes. By the way, I saw a beautiful plane today at an airport, at a very small local airport. I went to take my daughter to gymnastics, and right over the fence were hangars. And I just was like looking at, I swear it was a 6-seater, but it looked like it had a propeller. It looked like a single engine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Not a Comanche. What is that? I can't think of the name. But it could have been a turboprop. So there's Cessna Caravans. Was it a high wing?
A high wing. Were the wings high?
Wings up top?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it might have been a Cessna Caravan.
Yeah,
they're a turboprop.
Super dope. Oh, and guys, the other thing is tannerite. Tannerite is a completely legal binary that you can absolutely own without any issues at all. Other things like flash powder. Flash powder is totally, fun to make fireworks and stuff out of, but keeping the ingredients separate legally, is totally fine. Just don't mix and then store or transport. You have to consume whatever you make right away or destroy it.
I never understood that until you talked about it.
See, that's an interesting thing. This is something that we really should talk about more, right? Like, it's like, how many people could we keep out of trouble, or how many people could we, get to explore this taboo topic and
Well,
increase?
it's like I got tree stumps,
Yeah, we all do, right?
Rust aluminum shavings.
The V grafts. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm real sure these V grafts are going to take. Oh, and like right here, you see it's trying to grow off the top right here. So I'm going to break that off because I don't want it growing. So I will come by and I'll nip all of the spines off of these guys so it doesn't have any further growth. I'm into cacti. So here's kind of a cattail type cacti, and it gets this morning the orange flower. It has several times a year.
Dude, that's like Medusa.
Oh yeah.
Here's some more cacti. I like this one when it's big, and maybe I need to put in a bigger pot so it grows more.
It just looks so tortured, that one. It's so cool.
And then
that other one looks like the eggplant emoji.
And the original piece I got is this piece right here. I was doing some cleanup in the Keys after a hurricane, doing some volunteer work. And let's go outside. I'll pause. And okay, so this is a Semaphore Cactus. This is the biggest one I have. A lot of plants, the bigger the pot you put it in, the faster it grows. So this had fallen over. It had beautiful arms, very symmetrical.
It was so symmetrical. It was so beautiful.
The bumps where
that thing is huge.
Oh yeah.
Them here, I could replant them. I've replanted a number of them.
Oh, dude, that'd be so cool.
This is the same one as you saw, like the cattails kind of cascading out.
That's the Medusa one, and I had it outside, and it wasn't doing so good.
Guys are called, but again,
okay.
Some more Semaphore cactuses. This is prickly pear. I actually got that on the side of the road in Orlando. Some dragon fruit in with a prickly pear, Semaphore cactus in with a prickly pear, more prickly pear, and a bunch of dragon fruit over there. And over here is one of my older dragon fruit plants. This had a lot of buds on it. Oh, here's some fruit.
I said buds, not bugs.
When this ripens, the fruit will get red. So...
and that's a Vietnam white, so it's white flesh on the inside.
Nice.
So I probably got like another 30 days. So probably at the end of October, that'll be ripe.
So these will be...
trellis I built, and the species is condor. So you can see here I did a horizontal graft. So below it, it's like Vietnam white, and on top of it, it's condor. And this is sugar dragon. It's called the universal pollinator. And you can see here, I did a horizontal graft to get this to go. And here's some Trisha. And this is very cool. Here you can really
John
see,
Rice,
so
can you grow castor beans?
And it just really went crazy. These V grafts are super fat, and I almost would expect them to grow, but nothing's happened yet. And you can see here's another V graft I did. A good example of, you see the spines getting cut out. So these are all plants I propagated with a V graft. Now I'm trying to do the same here. And the interesting thing is, so this is what normal Trisha looks like. It's kind of like a peace sign. If you look at the cross section, it has like 3 fins or whatever. It's like radially symmetrical at 120 degrees. But what's weird is this is all fat. It's kind of like a triangle because it hasn't grown out the V graft yet. Now it's got no place else to grow because I nipped all of that, and it's fattening up here. It should look like this. It should be concave right here. It's actually convex. And here's another one where I did V grafts, and the V graft has not shot a limb out yet. And I did these at the same time as some of these other ones here that are growing really good. So if you look, the V graft that I put in looks healthy. These guys are fatter than these guys. and they're not as fat as, say, these guys here. There's another Semaphore Cactus I put in the ground. So I don't think my soil in my ground is too good, because that cactus has been there forever, not doing so good. Here's just kind of a bunch of dragon fruit, and I have some more here. There's more all around my property, so I got some different species in here. These are all self-fertile. They don't need to be cross-pollinated. So this one here, this trellis is all Vietnam white. The coloring, it's looking like it could use some fertilization. So when they're not rich green, they really need some fertilization. Here's a couple of other species I've just left here for now. Anyhow, I got like 24 species. So one of the interesting things is dragon fruit seem to like pine trees. Now my buddy, instead of doing trellises, he's got 5 acres and a bunch of pine trees on his property. And the dragon fruit really love that. Here's some more prickly pear. And
can you pause?
Some more different species of dragon fruit here.
So I just want to answer the question. Cacti in Florida are almost mutually exclusive except for certain species. In Palm Beach here, we have like 2 seasons. We have a wet season and then a dry season, which is also tourist season, which is pretty much starting now. So the temperature gets more comfortable. I think last I looked, it was like 75 degrees. I'm not sure what the current temperature is. And it gets drier, whereas it's not until late spring where we start having rain. In our season this year, the rainy season started late, so it was a little tough on plants. So a lot of the growing was a little bit off. I know I only had dragon fruit flowers. When I look back at the same time last year, I already had fruit. So we're at least 4 weeks delayed in my local area, my property specifically, with the amount of rainfall and fruit production.
Interesting. Yeah, I couldn't imagine being kind of, I guess, like shut off to only 2 seasons.
Okay,
Like,
who typed in, "Hey guys, I'm coming out of the closet. Just want to let you know I'm coming out of the closet as super gay."
What?
Dark, tell me you didn't type that.
That is terrible. Who would ever do such a thing?
I gotta confess, I'm a flaming heterosexual. I just love women.
Sorry, I just realized I could write messages under your name, so I just
yes.
But I got it back to me now, so I'm surprised you saw it without your glasses. Oh, you have your glasses on. Dang it! I'll wait for next time.
Dude, you talked about not being physically fit. I can kick your ass, and I'm like twice your age.
We'll see. I couldn't run a whole paintball game, but I got a little bit in me. Second.
I took 2 guys in a paintball game. I just made them surrender.
Dang.
I came up. I saw where they were. I saw the hill. I ran around the side of the hill. Came beside them. I'm like, I had the gun right on. I'm like, surrender. They both surrendered.
Nice. I told them, I was like, guys, we should make up a rule where if you catch someone that close and you say bang, that's it. And they were like, no, we can take. I'm like, you don't want to take a paintball at 10 feet, dude.
Yeah, I was right. I was on top of them. I was they're like laying down. I saw them crawling, and I'm like, you dumbasses.
Mm-hmm. I had a dude go prone right. It was a castle map, and they have these random like wooden things that you can get behind, and his legs were just leaning out. And my boy was running to their base with the flag. It was capture the flag. And he was like hiding to wait for my boy to walk by to ambush him. And I saw him and I was like, oh, dude, you messed up. So I just started tagging his legs up and I hit his calf muscle, his knee, his ankle, and I hit his Jordans and just splattered paint all over his like nice Jordans.
Yeah, you wrong shoes to wear. I broke into the cheap stuff. I'm drinking the Kirkland now.
Break into it, man. All right, let's get this back up and running.
We have. This is Edgar's
I like
Baby.
how organized you are with it. You got the names on
That's
them and all that.
Sour Patch Watermelon. That's another hybrid species I got. San Ignacio, sorry. And actually here, got to clean some of these things up. So this is a Christmas cactus, and it's been in the family for generations. It seems to be more acclimated to the northern climate. And you know it's healthy when they feel like plastic. So if you get too little rain or too much rain, they wilt. So we've had a lot of rain, so this isn't doing so good, and you'll have like complete arms dropping off. So it's a little discouraging. So there's some of the arms that fell off that one big Semaphore cactus. And
all right, so really quickly, I just wanted to take this away for a second. Just your average goy, thank you for the super chat. He says, you guys are a bunch of reprobates, which I don't know.
He doesn't hear our private conversations, does he?
I certainly hope he does.
Was it
you, just your average goy? And I want you to pay very, very close attention to the words that James Reeves is using. And he tries not to crack a smile at that point. And then, of course, he puts the serious face on. And naturally, he draws a second-generation Glock 19 out of an inside suit pocket. So anybody from now on, when you send a super chat, you get a live fire James Reeves video, and I'll pick the special one like for you. So that was for Goy. So thank you, Goy. Appreciate you, brother.
Was he commenting on me talking about punching the third hole earlier today? I mean,
possibly. Miami Vice. Yep, that was the Miami Vice one. There was I think it was the video of him shooting the 80s.
Yes, I remember that. That's right.
Yeah.
I actually, I'm in Jupiter, Florida, which is in Palm Beach County. Miami is, to the south of us, like 2 hours south.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where they filmed Burn Notice. So my wife and I did a self-guided Burn Notice tour around all the filming locations.
Oh, dude, that's awesome, man.
So we set up a tripod, and we're sitting in front of Madeline's house with both our guns pulled out,
Nice. That's awesome. Dude, I was a huge fan. Michael Weston is like my homie. Yeah. And I actually started eating yogurt because of him.
This is the Kershaw Weston.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Named after him, I'm sure.
Yes, it is.
DB Cooper says, there's no such thing, DB. Stupid question. I'm a northerner. Do you need to water a cactus?
All right. So there's cactus live in all sorts of different climates. So if it's a prickly pear, that thing gets watered like a mofo. If it's a Semaphore cactus that's native to the Keys, that gets watered like a mofo. But then it spends like 6 months, if it's natively growing in Florida without any kind of supplemental water, it'll spend 6 months in torrential rain. It'll spend 6 months in nearly drought conditions. So dragon fruit is not good around freezing. So it can damage the plant. But there are cacti that kind of look like prickly pear that'll grow in New York, that'll grow in Long Island, and they have sub-freezing temperatures, and it'll survive.
Wow.
So there are cacti that like it dry. There are cacti that like it wet. There are cacti that'll survive 6 months wet, 6 months dry.
Wow.
So the big thing with dragon fruit is, and I've had I mix my own soil, and so I'll mix some coconut coir, some cactus soil, some black cow manure, all together to get my soil mix, and along with perlite, that's the white stuff.
Awesome.
And you want a soil that doesn't get saturated wet. You don't want a soil that retains water that much.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be using anything like peat moss or anything like that. Another type of plant might love that. You want a soil that drains. It'll stay like lightly moist, but the key element is draining, because we didn't have so much heavy rain this year, and I've only had 2 cacti that had root rot this year. But in other years, I've had a lot of issues with root rot because we've had heavy rain. So hopefully I got my soil amendment better, and I'm able to, have soil that drains better and doesn't retain the water, and, make the plants rot.
That's awesome, man. I mean, it looks like you're getting excellent results. I mean, look at those dongs sticking straight up at attention.
Yep.
Some of them have a gentle curve.
Yeah, that's Peroni syndrome, when it bends to one direction.
Ah, okay. All right. I'm bringing it back up here.
And so this is kind of my nursery area where I have all the different species that I've marked what species. So these guys are like purple haze. That's an American beauty. That's an American beauty. That's a yellow pelora. So here's a bunch of different species of dragon fruit that I'm kind of cultivating. This is a lot of my Vietnam white rootstock that I use. And actually, I've had these out to ship to dark. So I've got some yellow, some sugar dragon. What else? And then these.
And you can see they're rooting already. You see the roots growing on that?
These guys over here, because they've been sitting, they've been trying to grow up.
Sorry, I was on mute.
So
Yeah,
these guys
that's
are
crazy.
Semaphore Cactus pieces. So I was going to send
I'm
these
surprised.
out to a couple of people.
I thought you would have had to cut them and send them like immediately.
And I was going to cut some Vietnam white because that's kind of prolific. I got a lot of that. I can take a bit of that off anytime I like. And what do we got? So that's purple haze, natural mystic, physical graffiti. And what I was going to do is I was going to cut some of this off for dark and G-Webs.
So that's Vietnam white.
So this is American Beauty. This is doing really good. I got some seeds and I threw them in here, and they kind of got overgrown with grass. So I really got to like dump that and take it all apart to clean it up. And so here's a yellow pelora.
So I grew this from a seed.
Piece of fruit. Now I grew this from seeds I got at a supermarket. So the yellow pelora
supermarket
fruit, it'll turn
seed?
yellow
That's
as it
crazy.
ripens.
Well, I got the plant, and then I took the seeds and
right
sprouted them.
Here's an example of a horizontal graft. So it's like I took a little bit that was like that big, grafted it onto some Vietnam white, and this is actually the yellow pelora. So the piece that I grafted,
They do.
is right there.
They do.
And this is what you get. So the yellow dragon fruit has different shapes, so you can identify it. So you can see how the yellow goes, the spines on it. And this is either American Beauty or some other red flesh. So you can tell the difference between, let me make sure I'm saying that right. Let's see, that is, Cosmic Charlie. This guy right here is Cosmic Charlie. And then I have
Purple Haze, Cosmic
red,
Charlie.
But you can definitely tell the yellow
Where's the Granddaddy Perp?
by the way it looks.
The
And
Bob
this
Marley.
is Vietnam white. You can see the branches look different from the Vietnam white. This group you really can't tell. Here you can see I've taken some cuts out of that for V-grafting. And that's Nasunta. The Trisha, it gets like this white coating on it that's supposed to protect it from direct sunlight. So the Trisha has a different look again. So just going over kind of the different looks of these guys. And I'll give you just a pan around.
I went too
The Hughes
fast.
Compound Southern Command, also known as Fraz. I got a corner lot on a dirt road. I think
What'd you say?
putting my range.
It's a corner lot on the
So I
dirt
would
road there,
shoot
but I panned too fast.
like
Yeah, I want to set
here,
up a range
I probably wanna
right
take a
here.
couple of, you can't see it too well. Take
Dude,
some,
I
two of
could
these pine trees down
tell
and
you
shoot
exactly
this
what
way
to
is what I
use
was thinking about doing.
as a back
But yeah,
shot.
that's the yard. If you love palm trees. Oh, and decorative plant. So here is a chenille. I've had dwarf chenille, but I've had a tough time weeding it, so I'm probably going to give up on it. This is kind of tough to propagate. Some plants propagate well. Realistically, if I cut this within minutes, these leaves would start wilting. So if you want to propagate it, what you need to do is skin it, take some soil and maybe mix some rooting hormone in it, and wrap tinfoil around it. So you have like a ball of dirt around it. Wait a couple weeks, the roots will grow into the dirt, then you can cut it and plant it, and it won't die.
That's crazy.
Anyhow, that's about it.
Yep. Yeah, that's how I
I'm
did
gonna
that.
jump in the house here. Oh, yeah, I've thrown some dragon fruit on some of the pines around here. I don't have a lot of good pines with good sun, but I figured I'd just give it a shot. So I'm just kind of experimenting. Ooh, here's a cool plant. I don't even know what that's called. But pretty much everything is a palm tree. That thing that looks like a fern is a palm tree. I have stuff in the front of the property that looks like bamboo. It's palms. And just another look here. So yeah, where you saw me grafting, that was like, these are a couple years old actually. So I would graft like just a little segment like that, and that grows into a plant. So if you have root stock, that'll just grow. Alrighty, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I guess we'll be talking about this stuff on Dark's channel tonight. Later.
Ooh, what video is that?
It was
That's
awesome.
me at Cars and Coffee.
Nice.
That's Supercar Saturdays. So, yeah, the.
Dang, look at that.
So we got.
Remember, there's a bunch of bras out here too.
I'm a little early, but I figured I'd start off here. So we are here.
Dang.
So they have mad Lamborghinis, you know, just everything you could
Cigar
imagine,
turbo.
crazy high-end cars, second Saturday of every month.
This
So
is where
not
you
only-
show off your 1967 Stingray Corvette.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Here's that Corvette right in front of me. Great
That's
looking
probably
car,
like a 67,
not known
right?
for performance. Good.
That's like a 70, I think. The red
Really?
one? Yeah.
Loving them C8s. There's got to be like 10 C8s here. Easy 10 C8s here.
Damn, that's crazy. Sorry, I get sidetracked easily.
Yeah, there's mad McLarens, Lamborghini, like crazy stuff. I'm like talking to one guy that has a Lamborghini. I haven't met him yet, but we've been messaging back and forth on Instagram. And he missed the September Cars and Coffee. His Lambo was in for an oil change. Like, dude, you're going to make this Cars and Coffee this Saturday? He's like, no, it's still in for the 30,000 mile service. So they're doing a clutch also. I don't know if that's on his car, if it's an engine out, where you got to take the engine and trans out and split the case to, do the clutch. I actually used to work at a Porsche repair shop.
Oh, really?
And to do a clutch on a 911, like the air-cooled 911s, the engine would come out, like if you were good, you could get the engine out of a 911 in 30 minutes.
Dang, really?
And you would just split the engine and transmission on the floor and do the clutch on the floor. It was like crazy easy. Whereas on something like a 924 or 944, it would take a week because you had to pull like the rear suspension, the exhaust system, the torque tube, because it's a front engine but rear transaxle setup. The 968 had a telescoping shaft, and then so the 968, 928 had telescoping shafts. So the clutch you could do in a couple hours on those.
Dang. Really quickly before, I think I may have already lost him. Backdoor may have already left. There's a few people rather that were looking for Glock magazines, I know it's off topic, but AIM Surplus actually right now, and AIM Surplus is a great place to order shit from. AIM Surplus has the Glock 27 round mag pulls, 21 round mag pulls, which are excellent for the 17, but also great for, if you don't want to carry a 33 rounder as a backup, but don't want to only have a 10, 12, 15, 17 round mag, want a little bit of an edge. They're great mags to keep around, and they're like 17, 18 bucks. And they also have, like, even their factory Glock mags are like super cheap. The mag I was about to buy for $50, an olive drab green 33 rounder, is $29.99 there. They got the pink, blue, red, silver, black Duramags. They even have steel Duramags, all sorts of stuff. So if you guys do go on there, I would actually love to get like a relationship with. Oh my God, is that a TRUMP? Is that what you were burning?
No, I was burning the $100 bills,
Wow,
but I'm not going to burn that one.
That is hilarious. Oof, those Lambo oil changes are at least $2,000. Easily more money than I paid for the car you have now out of pocket.
Dude, most of my life, I was driving cars that I bought, like a car with a good body and a bad engine, and bought a car with a bad engine and a good body and swung an engine out. Most of my life. I've had 2 brand new cars, both of them Genesis coupes, and I got 75,000 miles on my 2015. And let's see, other than I got like an ABS issue right now, which I'm smart enough to drive without the ABS working properly. I got mad race car skills. Let's just put it that way.
I believe it.
I used to. So the first Genesis coupe, I used to flog like a little bitch. It was really bad, and I would drive with my daughter, and she was like 12, 13 at the time. I drifted around corners and stuff like that. Very controllable in a drift. And I'd chirp second and third gear, I'd slam through the gears. And she'd be there giggling, and then I'm like, I better cool this crap down because she's going to get her license soon. In Florida, you drive at 16. And I asked her recently, I'm like, hey, do you remember when I used to do this in the first Genesis coupe? She's like, yeah. I'm like, you ever think about doing that? She's like, no, because that's crazy dangerous.
We never do anything that's dangerous.
But I would totally drift the car sideways around corners and stuff.
Nice. Too Many Choices says Genesis Coupe 2.0 or 3.8?
3.8 Ultimate, Brembo brakes, all that.
Nice. So what I was going to say, Bob, if you're going to like get those mags right now, what I was going to say is if you do go to AIM Surplus and you purchase some of the Glock mags or Duramags or anything else, whatever, for the Duramags, I got a bunch of the silver ones and I got one of the blue ones because it is like a blue glowy AR mag. But they also have burnt bronze Teflon and olive drab green Teflon, they're beautiful mags. And I'm a weird mag guy. I have like crazy mags. I got gold mags and banana mags and all that. Plum mags. But if you order anything from AIM Surplus, say that DLD After Dark sent you, and I would like to try to get a relationship with them. That'd be really cool.
Dude, you want a relationship with everybody. And I'm like, stop calling me at 1 a.m., okay?
Can you please just talk to me while I fall asleep? I know. Well, dude, I gotta say, I'm super impressed with the level of skill. I mean, the time and energy and everything that you've put into this, and obviously having like lemons and dragon fruit and bananas, and like that's huge. And oh, DB, then you would flip shit because I got a 40 round Circle 10 plum mag, and I have a 30 round Circle 10 plum mag, and a 10 round Circle 10 plum mag on a Chrome and Plum 47 AKM. Sorry, go ahead, Richie.
So yeah, I'm actually checking out their mags. For like a 33 round mag, who do you recommend? Who makes the best 33 round mags?
Glock, hands down.
Yeah?
Factory Glock 33 rounders, no compromise.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've used everything from the Korean KCI mags.
Mm-hmm.
I've used the ETS mags. I've used even the Magpul mags. Hands down, Glock factory 33 rounder.
Yeah, no
is
issue. Huh?
The best. Yeah, absolutely. Now,
Because
if you want
I've
to get
got some
cleaner,
clear plastic mags, and you actually have to like push the rounds in left and right to get them to go right.
yeah, the ETS mags, the ones that you can see through.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's it.
Yeah, they look like.
I would not recommend anybody buy them. I mean, you really have to be deliberate in how you load them. Yeah,
Like
I think
these?
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, these
And the spring would go all wonky on them when you're
Yep.
loading.
When you're loading
Yeah.
them up, they start like facing weird directions. This is actually the 40 rounder, and
40?
yeah,
And you get about
it's
30 in with no
it's
issue?
like the Mandingo. No, you can get 40 in there. It's just large. But these are just for the range. I mean, I would say I see it all the time. Like people use these in which, by the way, you can add regular Glock base plates to these, and they work totally fine. I see people using these in PCCs, like subguns, and they work really well. I just would not use them. I mean, even like look at the spring. The spring is like going like an S pattern. Like that is not trustworthy at all.
No.
Even if you replaced it with factory like Glock internals, I still would not trust it. Like,
yeah, I hear you.
yeah, but I mean, they're like to play with. Like, it's no big deal. Like, you're going to the range, whatever.
And that's kind of like your choice about a thing you're going to trust your life on versus a thing that, all right, it's fun plinking at the range with.
Yeah, big difference.
Like and I'll quote Nut and Fancy. He talks about GTW, go to war weapon, and Crump always makes fun of me about the Sig P365, which I could whip right out right now, but
yeah,
we
What's
can't.
up, Tim Payne? Welcome. He said, "Y'all look out! The Fed is literally in the house. Been a minute."
Who's the Fed?
Back.
Are you the Fed tonight, or am I the Fed tonight?
I think he's the Fed tonight.
He's the Fed?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll probably cover Tuesday. You'll cover Thursday.
Okay, and CRS is Thursday?
CRS is probably Saturday. He's more of
Saturday?
a Saturday kind of guy.
Saturday Fed. Okay.
Hold on, let me see what I missed.
CRS has been like cranking out the videos, man.
I know. He's been putting a lot of work into his channel. Too many choices. We got to talk. He wants to build a 40 S&W Alfa Romeo pistol. Can't find the parts to build one. That's why don't. That's why. Because do not.
So, if you guys didn't hear me earlier, I additively manufactured. I got to make sure I say, you can't say the P word. I additively manufactured a custom design from Control Pew. I'm in the beta test pool, and it's a G34 BPUP.
Yep.
And I was hoping to get it. What the fuck?
That's all right.
Did you hear that? It was like some sort of owl.
Yeah, it sounded like a hoo-hoo. Yeah.
So I got to get my night scope out.
I killed a
Dude, do you know what kind of bird guy I am? Do you know how I was crying while you're telling me about that?
Really?
I was like getting all emotional. Yeah.
It was destroying my home. And then after I finally got it, I was like,
"You planted him?"
No, I couldn't.
Did you find him?
I couldn't recover him.
You couldn't recover him.
No, and that's a problem. So something ate him and ran off with him probably. But
Probably, yeah.
the problem is, like, after I feel like all accomplished, like, yeah, you're not going to destroy my home. I look up and I see the same bird. Like, they're flying everywhere. I'm like, oh no, I'm going to have to murk all of them.
Oh,
I
yeah,
know.
I
I
mean,
know you're a bird guy, man. I'm sorry.
I got red. Well, my best friend for 25 years was a bird, so
Yeah. Which
he
is
went everywhere
impressive.
with me.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that birds lived for 25 years, and I didn't know that iguanas lived for 50 to 60 years.
No way. No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
I gotta hook up. Next time I gotta remember when I see Eric and Chad, let them know, like, hey man, you're in West Palm Beach, air gunning iguanas. Let me know. I'm
Hold
there
on.
with you.
Don't enforce anything on you. Hold on. I'm hitting my 20 years, 3 days after the mandate for being what they call fully. Hold on. I'm one of the few that supports.
I mean, is that like owl orgy going on? Do you hear that?
I do hear that. It's crazy.
Holy crap.
So Tim Payne is actually a Fed. I always thought you were joking when you said you were a Fed. I mean, honestly, we've been open that we have no problems with, any Fed. And frankly, I, went on the last stream. I was like, I'm actually pro law enforcement, as long as they're, well, let me say that differently. I am not anti law enforcement.
Yeah, you're pro constitutional law enforcement.
Yes, exactly. And man, that is so freaking sad. Tim Payne says, looks like they're going to boot him for not taking the poke.
F me. Yeah.
That's terrible.
So, is just your average goy a Christian guy or a Jewish guy? Because goy or goyim is a term that Jews use to describe the Gentiles.
Yeah, he's a Christian.
And typically goy, at least my impression, if you wanted to describe a non-Jew, you would say Gentile. I think that's more polite. I think goy or goyim, that's like a Yiddish term, slang.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's as nice a term.
Yeah,
I could be wrong. Just my impression of it.
Oh no, you're totally right.
And Detective John Kimball is up in my business. Yes. I am the Gentile in the Jewish world. So my wife and daughter are Jews, and my wife's family. And I'm not. Don't ever get me wrong. I don't dish on anybody's religion. Jews are just people that haven't accepted Christ, and they're Old Testament Christians, basically. I'm a New Testament Christian, so.
Interesting. Yeah, that's we've had some conversations too, and I know that we've been pretty open about some of the things that we've been able to identify that are going on in the world. And I think it gets confused, like when we talk about like that some people happen to, be of a certain religion. I don't want that to be confused that, that people like or dislike somebody of a certain race, religion, creed, or anything at all. But it is very odd that, a group of people that make up less than 3% of the world own the majority of the world. From everything from banks to BlackRock and Vanguard and yeah, it's crazy, but yeah. So my apologies. We didn't need to take that whole turn. Sorry.
Yeah, and let me say a couple of
and
things
all of
here.
Facebook and Google and Hollywood and all that stuff.
First off, I'm gonna try and get, I just watched it tonight. If you haven't watched it, it's free. Look up Non-Compliant, the movie, and that's with Chris Ann Hall and J.C. Hall. I would say they're friends of mine, and I'm gonna try and get them on John Crump's show. Either J.C. Hall, JC is just funny as all get out, and Chris Ann Hall, she's a constitutional attorney, and she's just brilliant with what the founding fathers intended. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to see about getting both of them. I almost want to have them separate on the show. But yeah, I'm pretty close with them, and so look forward to them being on John Crump's show. Let's
Nice.
see.
Oh, and I
The
have
other,
in November, sorry, just really quick, a
yeah,
plug. In November, I have a very special guest that I've been trying to get on this show for forever. I have Print Shoot Repeat and Cody Wilson coming on the same show.
dude, I'm
Wow.
gonna be like itching, like I'm gonna be like flipping out.
I know, dude. It's gonna be awesome.
Be like, please have me on, please. I'm like, I'm
Dude,
not
you know what?
worthy.
You know what? Tim Payne, if you're comfortable with it, I'd like to have you on. And it sounds like sooner rather than later would be ideal. Even if you want to go with no face, if you want to mod your voice, you can. If you want to, put on a mask, like not like a diaper mask. I mean like a mask. Whatever you want to do. I would love to have you on the show to talk about the things that you're discussing. Typically, we're known to discuss some, spicy subjects at times, and it sounds like you're going through something that's pretty ridiculous and way overstepping your rights that were given to you, by the way, by God, by your God, and are supposed to be protected by the Constitution, of which all those fools take an oath to. But hey, what do I know? I'm
Jeez,
just some stupid
please.
fool. If you want to come on the show, Tim, I'd love to have you on the show, brother.
So where the heck was I? I was pimping Chris Ann Hall and JC Hall. So I reached out to their people to try and get them on John Crump's show. So this month, I have gotten promoted to producer of the John Crump show, which I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure what that means.
I think I know. I think I know what it means. I think it means that he won't send you off with a commercial anymore.
But I'm gonna try to book some cool people in not the same people. So there's a couple of people I've been like going through my phone directory. I'm like, ooh, that's a cool one. That's a cool one.
Yeah.
And want to see about getting them on the show. What else? What
up, Dean?
So look out for my G Bullpup video coming out soon. I'm hoping to get it assembled in like Backyard Pop It. No desk pop, but Backyard Pop.
Dude, that'd be awesome.
Rich can push the button now on the Crump live stream. Man.
Yeah.
Dude, Carolina EDC, dude, I am so jealous of you and Range Bros. They were at the Iraq Veteran Shoot this weekend. It's just crazy fun. Did you guys go to the dinner Friday night? Because that's like, I did that pre-pandemic. They had another location where they had the shoot and they had a dinner. And it was just so fun hanging out with people. I was hanging out with Brandon Herrera and oh gosh, John, what the heck is his YouTube name? John McCallie. Why can't I think of his YouTube name? I can think of his real name. Oh, Coda Boy 32. Coda Boy 32.
It wasn't private.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't think it's private.
Well, people come in and they're like, "Hey, Dave, what's up, man?" I'm like,
Dark's never told me his real name. I just want to let you guys know.
No, it's not entirely true. I think you know what my real name is.
I think I got it from Crump.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think one day I called you, and you were like, "Hey, what's up, Dave?" Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, I appreciate it. Oh, real quick, Tim Payne says, "I hear that. Not opposed to that. Still playing the game they're putting out in front of me. They actually had me sign paperwork under a direct order to either take the poke today or deny." Man, that's tough. That's tough. I mean, right now, I got another guy that's active military that you guys know him. He's a viewer, and he does some stuff, not like super high speed, but he's up there, and he's been basically fighting with him, and instead of just kind of playing like coy and trying to find a way to go along with it without really going along with it, he was just open and upfront. He was like, nope, not going to take it, not going to do it.
You know what?
You get tested 3 times a week. And he's like, nope, I'm not putting that, disgusting carcinogenic thing in my nose 3 times a week. I can't blame him.
This is this is a whole nother show. This is a whole show's worth of.
I know it. I know.
I could go off. My wife is worried about losing her job. My wife, I do IT for a medical facility, and I've been remote for like over a year. And every week they're like, they don't call me out specifically, but I know me and one other guy didn't get the jabby. And look, I've got the best antibodies in the world. I got the real ones.
Yeah.
I didn't get the fake ones from Pfizer.
Yeah.
So, it really, if we're talking about this crap, I mean, there are going to be decades of lawsuits over this shit, and the problem is it's not whether you got the jab or not. It's really the problem is whether you have the antibodies or not. And you know what? F you if you do or don't. That's none of anybody's business. That's a HIPAA issue.
Yeah.
Nobody says, "Oh, did you get the flu vaccine? Did you get the flu vaccine?" Which is 40% effective.
But remember, this is what they do. When they can't legislate something, they drive it socially.
Yeah,
so
this is
socially legislated.
This is really incredibly wrong. What's going on and what they're forcing people to do and forcing people to do against their will. I got to say, thank God for Ron DeSantis and that I live in Florida, because I got a house in New York I'm selling, and I can't wait to close that deal. I mean, it's just my daughter was saying like, oh hey, I know you got some miles. Can I go like winter break to New York or so? Like, yeah, you're not going to New York. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, you want to visit your friends in Manhattan? You're not going there. She's like, I'm like, didn't you see that you have to have a vaccine passport to go indoors? Which
crazy. Oh, careful
dude,
with the B word, by the way.
I'm going to keep you up for like another 5 minutes or so.
That's right.
But can you imagine if you are not a white voter and you're considered that having ID, like government ID. I got like 13 different forms of photo ID from the government. But if having government ID is racist, what is a vaccine card?
Careful with that V word, man.
Oh, damn, I did it.
That's all right.
All right, Dave, I'm sorry. Oh,
man.
Oh.
No, it's okay. It's okay. No, I'm with you, man. I mean, that's the problem is that something that is independent and should be a conversation between you and your doctor.
Yes, I agree.
Hear me out, right? Because this is we all really know what this is, right? This is literally a Mike Romeo November Alpha serum.
Okay.
That is made with literal carcinogens and graphene, which is an extremely poisonous metal, and it also is an evolving operating system. Essentially, it's not even a VACCINE. It's not an inoculation. It is just a juice. It's just a serum, and it is literally made. It is, and this is a proven fact, that it is made from the cells of a aborted fetuses. 100% confirmed.
At least on my channel, we're still monetized. So
Yeah, I know, right? Like I was gonna say, yeah. Surprisingly, it's crazy when we talk about this. It's like, we're so good. The moment we start going heavy into the, pow pow stuff, dunzo.
So Kimball asked a question: does Patmos make threaded barrels or burls, as Kevin Dixie would say?
Burls. Interesting thing. I couldn't actually find one on the website, but if I hit up Jordan, I know I can get one. So
What I would say, if you want to order, Caroline EDC PM'd me. If you want something and it may not actually be on their website because their website may not be up to date, contact them directly. Send them customer service, whatever it is, a message. Too much tequila, sorry. So it'd be interesting to review this video and see how my speech patterns have decayed since I've started. But Jordan, you can PM JSD Supply, I guess, on IG, and get a hold of them and ask them like, "Hey, I'm looking for this." They may have it.
Yep.
And Jordan's a great guy. I hope it didn't sound like I was throwing him under the bus because I didn't get a T-shirt like a 1-year-old bitch I am.
You were joking.
But Jordan, once I got through to him, boom, like overnight, I asked him for the G34 build that I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
He sent me a boatload of parts, and I'm like, "What do I owe you?" And he's like, "Nothing." And I'm like, "Holy crap!"
Wow.
I'm like,
That's
serious,
awesome.
man. There's stuff I wanted,
dude,
and he just sent it to me. I'm like, "Dude, I'm happy to pay for it." He's like, "No, your money's no good." I'm like, "You're crazy. You're freaking crazy." So I do have to pimp him, and I'm definitely going to let you guys. And here's the thing: like, if somebody sends me something for free, I'm going to let people know, "Hey, I got this for free," or "Hey, I bought this and they're excellent." So you don't think I'm a shill. I may shill the company because they're good. Look, Jordan's a great guy. Love Jordan. Love the company. Love the products. I got them for free. I would have paid for them. Just flat out.
Yeah, I mean, he's just such a good dude, man. He sent me some stuff too, and like I could not find a better resource for like good quality American-made shit for like the cheapest price, man. Like I have been building for so long. I literally would have been able to build 2 or maybe even more Glocks had I bought the same type of stuff from him. And all that shit works together.
Oh yeah.
The any of the Patmos stuff. So all of it's if you like, let's say Kimball, if you wanted to do kind of like a Frankenstein upper, and you wanted to get a Patmos slide stripped, and then you went and got a threaded barrel somewhere else, and then a lower part or upper parts kit from somewhere else, all of them will work together because the standard is the Glock standard. Just like if you bought like AR parts over here, it's the AR. It's the standard, right?
And Dark can talk to this more than I can. I've got one Glock build under my belt that I haven't fired yet. I can't believe how I always thought a slide was going to be like clockwork mechanics in there. And I've built 2 slides, and I'm like, really? That's it? You're kidding me.
Super simple. Yeah.
Super simple. And then the grip, the lower grip, I've never taken one apart. And I 3D printed. I 3D printed an egg. I 3D printed a couple of characters from Star Wars, a Benchy, and
you got a Benchy.
Yeah, and so the one that I'm putting together, I couldn't believe how easy it was. And once I used the lube on it, that worked just like killer. So
if
dark is
still having like if the trigger is not I got a Patmos full size upper and I need a threaded barrel. but I was concerned that some companies aren't compatible. No, you're good. Anything, I'll send you a couple options for the threaded barrel, like my go-tos. I could get you
I know
one for
Brownells has them.
$100. Yeah,
Brownell
Brownells
sells
has them.
Silencer Co. And so that's what I got from Brownells.
Yeah. If you want, there's it's not too well known, but Adams Arms, the company that used to make those piston-driven uppers and
I got one.
piston-driven. Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Adams Arms did a pretty short run on some GLOCK barrels, and they're very, very nice, very high quality, and they're match grade barrels that I could get for like 90 something dollars, like sub $100 for a threaded 5x28 barrel.
So are they doing the hexagonal rifling? What kind of rifling are they doing?
I think it was button rifling.
Okay.
But you could
So
shoot
button
lead
is
through
good if you're running cast bullets, if you're running cast steel, if you're not running copper jacket.
Yeah. Polygonal rifling is not good if you want to run lead through it.
A lot of lead through it. No, and I think one thing I was going to talk about. So, Bob just reminded me. He says Rich has it all. We all have our own challenges, and if it looks like I'm bougie living high on the hog, boy, I could school you. So
we were burning $100 bills tonight.
and
it's
dude,
a show.
Should I tell the truth?
Tell the truth, man. Lay it on me.
It's movie money. Tyvin from the Tyvin Show, another buddy of mine, YouTube guy. He sent me some movie money, so it's just I do this on a regular basis. So if I smoke a cigar on YouTube, I'll light it with a fake $100 bill, and it's fun seeing people. Like I've seen Discord chats where like, I can't believe he lit $100 bill.
Oh yeah.
So for those of you, and look, I want to tell people as much truth as I can without getting myself in trouble. Let's put it that way. My finances are not good. I'm house poor, and if I could live much more cheaply, I would.
You know, that's honestly when everything changed for me. I saw a guy on YouTube actually, because you know I was in a different position, very high profile position, paid very well, and you know I was not looking back on it. I was not happy with who I was during that time, and a lot of it was what money and chasing money and what like all that stuff did to me, because your lifestyle will grow to your income. And
yes.
yeah.
In how do I say this in not an obnoxious way? When I made 20 grand a year, well, maybe this is a better way to say it so I don't sound like a complete dick. When I made 20 grand a year and I was getting up at 6 a.m., getting on a train, going to New Jersey from Long Island, and getting back at 8:30 at night, I was like, oh my God, if I could only make 30 grand a year,
Yep.
my life would be great. And unfortunately, it's not what you make, it's what you save.
Yeah.
Is the key element. And you've got to be prepared financially for rough times. And if you're running zero buffer, which I have been doing, rough time hits, you're host.
Yeah.
Big time. So
I was there, man. The biggest change I ever made that was the healthiest change for myself, my family, my income, and everything. Because no matter what, no matter if you love or hate money, and you know, like all the shit that we talk about on this channel, the reality is that we're stuck in this world where it is the currency that we're using, right?
Yeah.
And I could say, just like all these dudes say, like the ATF doesn't control me. Yeah, I guarantee you're not going to drive around with a machine gun in your lap every day, right? Like,
Right.
you're still living in a world where those are the rules, right? Like,
Right.
so,
Right.
I mean, the biggest change that I ever could have made and did make, and I'm grateful for it, is get rid of everything extra possible. Live with as little as you possibly can. Still, from time to time, you spoil yourself. That's okay, right? Do what you do.
Mhm.
You want to build something. You want to buy something. You want to spoil your girl, your daughter, whatever. Like, that's fine. But all the extra shit, man, I couldn't wait when I started, kind of like waking up and my eyes were starting to become open. The first thing I did was I literally went through, canceled Amazon Prime, canceled Netflix,
I've
canceled
canceled
Disney Plus,
Netflix.
cancel all that shit. Not only because I just don't want to support any of those companies, but also
Bingo.
the income, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of different aspects to it, but you will truly find out who you are as a person when you take everything away from yourself. If you want to become the best version of yourself, live with as little as possible,
Mm-hmm.
and you will find creativity, you will find solutions, you will find it's just a totally different
And,
version of yourself.
I'm going to dish a little too much truth. Nothing I've ever bought has made me happy. And my wife, a year ago, she's like, "Oh, I'd like an SUV." And I found, let's see, it's a 2017 Lexus RX 450 hybrid. I found the cheap. I did kind of the Hoovies garage. I found the cheapest one in the country. It was in Santa Fe, New Mexico. I flew out, picked it up, brought it back, and my wife came with me. She doesn't like the car. It's not making her happy. And I'm not trying to myself. I know that there is no product that I've ever purchased that has made me happy. Happiness is between you and your heart and your God, or if you don't believe in God. But if you think having a great house with I'm not showing my pool here, hold on, swimming pool, oh, you can't see, it's not lit, hot tub, blah blah blah, is going to make you happy, you're in for a world of hurt. That's Happiness comes from within. Happiness, don't get me wrong, money fixes a lot of problems as long as you can live within your means. And I've been with zero buffer for way too long, and it's stressful. Let me put it to you that way. So I don't mean to close on a whole down side of this, but I don't want to be the guy running around on YouTube and being fake and saying, "Hey, look at my nice house, look at my nice car." And yes, I do own an airplane that's in pieces. I've worked my freaking tail off for that crap, and
your whole life.
When times are lean, I'm eating the cheapest food on the planet.
Yeah.
So I've spent, I don't know how, even now I'll eat pasta with rice and garlic sauce, and that's dinner when my wife's not looking, because it's too many carbs.
You mix rice and pasta together?
I'm sorry. I mean, it's too much tequila. Pasta with garlic and Parmesan cheese.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Too Many Choices says, once the house in New York sells things, we'll get better.
He's right.
Yeah.
You know what? Mad respect for you guys that are paying attention. I do have a house in New York. It breaks my heart. My great-great-grandfather built that 100 and change years ago, and it's been in the family ever since. I hate to say it, the neighborhood's changed. I don't want to live there. My daughter's not going to want to live there.
Yeah. And who wants to live in New York anyway,
And, well, that's another issue. But if my sentiment, I don't know how well you see, if my sentiment is 1 inch worth of finger gap, the money I'm going to make on the house is 3 inches worth of finger gap there. So, yeah, when the house in New York sells, I lower the price on it. That's gonna take a lot of evil out of my life. So
yeah. Well, we're here for you, brother. We know you're gonna get through it. You're good.
Oh, I will, and I'm not a great biblical person, but I believe it's in Matthew where God says, "The birds do not reap or sow, but God takes care of them. Don't you think God cares more about you?" And I'm not a great biblical quoter, but
Yeah.
that passage in the Bible has always been true to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's funny how when, things happen that seem to be devastating in your world, that things just mysteriously are taken care of, you know?
Yep, yep.
Um, Tim Payne says, UCMJ, Constitution, and DoD directives are out of the window. They say don't take it. He also says, look at DoD Directive 6200.2, Section 5.2. You will be appalled.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to look that up. And I know it's a different topic, a different stream, but Tim Payne, brother, I hope
Is
you're okay.
this like the red flag for retired military personnel? I don't know
Yeah,
the
I'm
numbers,
sure.
but I'm guessing that's where he's going with that.
Section 5.2 is at the beginning. We are no longer under the rule of law. Oh my God. You can't say stuff like that on this channel, man. You're going to have people flipping out. Tim Payne, man, I feel for you, brother. And if you feel comfortable, contact me directly. You can email me at thedarkestmavis@gmail.com, and I'll give you
I love
my
that address.
number. Thank you. Alex, it's your God given right, backed by the Bill of Rights. These people aren't playing by the law, though. Yeah, I know. It's sad, man. I see it happen to people all the time, and they hit me up and they tell me the pure tyranny that is going on right now. Literal, just like the biggest oversteps I've ever seen in my entire life, and it's unbelievable. The last stand we have at a peaceful ceasefire is a convention of states. I think you mean like when you what's it called?
Are you familiar with Convention of States?
No, I thought it was called something else.
Okay, so Convention of States, there's two ways to amend the U.S. Constitution. One is the way that we've been doing it for the last, X hundred years. The other way is a Convention of States. So, typically the way the Constitution, or every time the Constitution has been amended, it's been that the House and Senate vote on something and then the states ratify it. The other way is the states actually themselves. This is like Article 5 of the Constitution. It's a stopgap to prevent a tyrannical federal government where the states themselves can raise an amendment and pass it without federal issues. Now, there's all sorts of debates about this. Mark Levin wrote a book on it. Mark Meckler wrote a book on it. I actually had dinner with Mark Meckler, and he told a funny story about this. I don't know if I can share it publicly, but I'll have to tell you one time. But so
you can't just not tell a story. No, it's okay. It's okay. We're at about 2 hours and 20 minutes. I got to cut it anyway.
alrighty, man.
So we give our guests the honor to name this stream at the very end. So, what, my friend, would you like to call this stream?
Banana Republic.
Boogaloo Banana? I'm just kidding. Banana Republic?
Yeah, sure.
Banana Hammock Republic? I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I'm being silly. All right, Banana Republic with Flying Rich. Awesome. You're the man. All right, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate all you guys. Obviously, we know I got to get my little thing out at the end of every single stream. I tell you guys, rule number one, you got to follow rule number one, which is be kind. Always be kind. Always take care of the people in your life and around you. Live a life of care, compassion, contribution. Take care of others. Obviously, when you give to others, when your hand is open, it's open to give and it's open to receive. And it's also important that we practice violence, become very skilled in violence. at a high level, but do so with discipline and never use it unless you're using it for self-preservation, obviously. And of course, lastly, become the most dangerous motherfucker that you possibly can be. And one day, it may be the one thing that saves your life. Get your water right, get your food right, get your shelter right, get your security right, build your armory, use the true armory concept, and I'll see you guys next time. We love y'all. Thank you. Peace. Episode 89. It's crazy.